We are coming to you from the city beautiful Chicago, Illinois, where tonight Comcast Sportsnet presents White Sox baseball. So Jose Abreu, Avi Garcia, Melky Cabrera and the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Alex Rodriguez, Mark Teixeira, and Joe Girardi's first place New York Yankees. Hi, everybody, and welcome. I'm Ken Harrelson with Steve Stone as we get set to bring you Game 2 of this three-game series. In the opener last night, things didn't go too well. They scored 5 runs in the second inning, take a 6-0 lead. So we lost in Boston, the finale of that 8-game road trip. We lost last night. And, you know, unusual times call for unusual measures.
And last night it was certainly unusual because Adam LaRoche came in the ballgame to pitch. Let's take a look at how he hit last night, which is unusual also because he hit the ball very well. As you can see, 4 hits, he tied his career high, but then he went to the mound, fulfilling a lifelong dream. He had never pitched in the major leagues before, even though he was drafted as a pitcher. He had a 1-2-3 ninth inning, culminated with a high fastball by Brendan Ryan. So an unusual night for Adam LaRoche, but it gave everybody some much-needed levity. Jose Abreu tried to keep the team in the game. He ran his hitting streak to 11 games, hitting an opposite field 2-run homer. He now has 18 of them, and he's hitting everything in sight. The fact that he's hitting the ball out of the ballpark really helps his offense.
Well, after a bad season last year, their first baseman had a historic evening last night.
Unfortunately, Mark Teixeira is also red hot. And this year, he's hitting .269. He's at 28 home runs. He's driven in 73. And in the last 2 games, he has 4 home runs. So last year, hitting in the low 2 teens. And this year, just cranking it up. He had 22 home runs all of last year. And he has the aforementioned 28 this year. Teixeira and Alex Rodriguez are carrying this ball club. And hopefully tonight, Johnny Danes can be equal to the task and shut down a very high-powered offense.
Well, he's going to have to be sharp with that change-up and keep it down is right. So sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way.
White Sox Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all. Audi. Truth in engineering. Xfinity. Your home for the most live sports. And by Toyota. See where Toyota takes you. Test drive one at your Toyota dealer. Toyota. Let's go places.
Welcome back to beautiful U.S. Cellular Field on Scott Podsednik bobblehead night. It's also ladies' night here at the ballpark. And it's 86 degrees and humid at game time. So let's take a look at how Joe Girardi is going to line up his New York Yankees, the first place Yankees. We'll lead off with Jacoby Ellsbury. Then it's Brett Gardner in the lineup, who was not in the lineup last night. Alex Rodriguez, Mark Teixeira, who's really torched Johnny Danks over the course of his career. Then it's Chris Young, Chase Headley, John Ryan Murphy, Brendan Ryan, and Didi Gregorius rounding it out. The defense, and now the lineup behind Johnny Danks. Melky Cabrera, Adam Eaton, and Abisail Garcia in the outfield left to right with Tyler Saladino, Lexi Ramirez, Carlos Sanchez, and Jose Abreu, the red-hot Jose Abreu at first base. It's Tyler Flowers behind the plate. And our Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher is Johnny Danks, looking for win number 6. There you see the numbers. He's lifetime 2-3 against these Yankees with an ERA of 5.64. The umpires for the game tonight. Ron Culpa behind the plate, Adam Hamari's at first, Brian Knight at second, and the crew chief Larry Vanover at third. So they've thrown the ball around the infield. We're ready for baseball, and I'm ready to turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Ken Harrelson.
Hi, Steve. Thank you. And once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to White Sox Baseball right here over Comcast Sportsnet. So happy you could join us for Game 2 of this 3-game set and Game 2 of the 6-game homestand. We'll have one more with these guys tomorrow. Then Tampa Bay comes to town Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. But here is Ellsbury. Jacoby, 1 for 5 last night. Comes in hitting at 286, 3 homers, 18 knocked in, and the first pitch of the ball game taken for a strike. Ellsbury's had good luck against Danks. 17 at bats, 8 hits, all of which have stayed in the park. And the count very quickly, 0-2.
You'd like to see that curveball early from Johnny Danks, because if he's getting that over, it gives the hitters something else to worry about.
Well, it sure does. It seems to me that when he's getting that curveball over fairly early, we've never seen him get it over real quick, but fairly early, that he just pitches so much better. It's almost like he's got more confidence.
He's got more confidence because it gives him another weapon.
Watch out. That changeup low and in. He gone. 1 out.
Johnny Danks has done a great job against left-handers for the past couple of months. Their on-base percentage is just 156. And here's a breaking ball. It's down out of the zone, but Ellsbury cannot check it up. Tyler Flowers, make sure it rolls out in front of the plate, and quickly it's 1 up, 1 out.
So here's Gardner, 31-year-old outfielder, hitting at 291, 11 homers, 47 knocked in. Also 15 for 18 in stolen bases.
This is a great time to pitch because visibility is not great. The lights haven't come close to taking over yet. You want to work as quickly as possible, and Johnny does that, and there you can see the shadows.
Yankees very, very potent in the first inning. They have 90 first inning runs. That's 15 more than anybody else in the major leagues. Two out.
You had a shot of Melky Cabrera in bright sunshine. It's pretty difficult right now for left fielders of both teams. But you just got to make sure you follow the ball all the way. You can't really expect any lapse in concentration and catch the ball.
Here's Alex. He was 2 for 2. Checked that, 2 for 3 last night with 3 walks. He also scored 4 runs last evening. 282, 24 homers, 61 knocked in.
Curveball straight change on 2 pitches, and he's ahead 0-2.
That one in 93. Outfield bunched a bit for the 40-year-old veteran. He gone. He knew it. That'll retire the side after happening to play us. The Yankees, nothing in the good guys coming to bat.
Let's take a look at how Robin's going to line up our Sox for the game tonight, the second of a 3-game series. Adam Eaton leading it off, and it's Tyler Saladino, Jose Abreu, who has tormented the Yankees this year, Melky Cabrera, Abisail Garcia, Adam LaRoche, the DH, with Alexi Ramirez, Carlos Sanchez, and Tyler Flowers rounding it out. The defense and how they'll line up behind Brian Mitchell, Brett Gardner, Jacoby Ellsbury, and Chris Young in the outfield with Chase Headley, D.P. Gregorius, Brendan Ryan, Mark Cherry in the infield, John Ryan Murphy behind the plate, and our Lexus Pursuing Perfection starting pitcher is Brian Mitchell. It's the first time he started. He was up earlier, and what Joe Girardi told me about him was that they sent him back to the minor leagues to stretch him out. He was used to relief. They stretched him out, got him ready to start, knowing that they would eventually bring him back because of all of the injuries they've suffered in the starting rotation.
And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours, as here's Adam Eaton. Adam at 266, 9 homers, 25 driven in. That one at 97.
You're going to see a fastball consistently between 95 and 97. He is a 4-pitch pitcher. He's got a changeup. He has a curve and a slider. And talking with Larry Rothschild, their pitching coach, he said, depends on the night as to which is better, the curve or the slider.
And there's a base hit. So, Chris Young gets it back in.
Adam Eaton is just squaring up about everything these days. As he's begun to hit the ball better, he also is walking more, and usually when he gets on, he scores. So we'll see if the Sox can break on top as he gets a high five from Darryl Boston.
Here's Tyler. 1 for 5 last night. Hitting at .260, a couple of homers. He's driven in 6. Takes that low one away.
Mitchell, originally 16th round pick in 2009 by the Yankees, was recruited by the University of North Carolina but decided to sign. Yankees shading Tyler around toward right center field, and Brett Gardner is way off the line and left. "24 years old, born in Reidsville, North Carolina. Made his major league debut August 10th, 2014. Had 1 start last year.
Ball. Line drive. Brendan Ryan, and there's 1 out.
Adam did a nice job of making sure he got back, and as Joe McEwen will tell each and every one of these base runners, make the line drive go through. He did. It didn't go through, and he got back.
So here's Abreu. 296, 18 homers, 61 knocked in. 1 for 2 last night. And here it was.
Line drive rocket to right center field. It was in the 3rd inning. It made it a 6-2 ball game at the time, but then the Yankees just turned it on and pulled away.
It was a hitting contagion.
As is that 11-game hitting streak where he's hitting .381. Best news about it, 4 home runs, and he's starting to drive in runs like he did last year. And in talking with pitching coach Larry Rothschild, he said that his curveball can be very good, but like so many young pitchers, it's command. He said if he commands it, it can eventually be a plus pitch for him.
1-1 pitch. That's a fair ball. Gardner, they're going to wave him around. Here he comes, and he's going to score, and it is 1-0 Sox on the double by Abreu. As Steve told you, Gardner was off the line, way off the line.
And it cost him that time because Jose took it right down the line by Chase Headley. He got that sinker inside. As you can see, even Headley's off the line, and for whatever reason, he decided to move to his left as the ball was coming to the plate. So Adam sees that nobody's going to get to this ball and starts to cut the bases very well. He scores easily, and Jose now has a 12-game hitting streak.
And don't stop now, boys, as here is Cabrera, 282, 6 homers and 49 driven in. There's that hook.
There's a look at the numbers, and things getting a whole lot better. Melky's a lifetime .286 hitter. And in talking with Girardi before the game, he talked about managing Melky when he played for the Yankees, and he said he played hard each and every day, and he had a whole lot of fun doing it. He said there's no doubt he's a good, solid player. There's a look at Joe. He's been in New York for a long time.
Took over for another Joe who was there for a long time.
And I saw Joe Torre before the game today. He was in the Yankee locker room. He looks terrific. I asked him how he feels. He said he felt great. It was nice to see Joe Torre at the ballpark. Boy, he was a good manager. 4 World Series championships with these Yankees.
Great guy. Great guy. Curveball tried to get there. So 3-1 to count with Avi on deck. And that's ball 4. So here's Avi. Avi 0 for 5 last night, hitting at .265, 7 homers and 33 driven in.
We showed you a picture of Joe Girardi. He's in his 8th year as the Yankee manager. And his .571 winning percentage is the major's best since he took over in 2008.
And that's low and away. To one of the suites, right side. So 2 on, 1 in, 1 out, 1-1 to count here in the bottom of the first if you're just tuning in. Last night and here lately a little bit, I think Avi's sort of confused on why he's swinging and missing those high fastballs.
I think that and the fact that he's getting beaten on fastballs at 92, 93, and that's usually not him.
Rack him up. But we do get one, and after one is 1-0 Sox.
brought to you by Miller Lite.
And you can interact with CSN Chicago during tonight's game using the hashtag White Sox Talk. And make sure to follow us on Twitter at CSN White Sox. 1-0 Sox here in the second inning. It'll be Teixeira, Young, and Headley face Johnny Danks. Hit a 1-2-3 first with a couple of strikeouts.
There was a Young fan who was trying to make sure that he didn't get too many carbs by eating the hot dog without the bun.
First pitch strike. Cannot check it up.
Multi-home run games by active players. 3 of the first 5 are wearing the Yankee uniform tonight. Rodriguez, Teixeira, and Beltran.
Oh, yeah. He gone.
That was the most awkward swing of the series from Mark Teixeira. He's completely handcuffed with his cutter inside. And Johnny's got very good stuff tonight.
So here's Young. Chris at 266, 12 homers, 33 driven in. And he takes first pitch strike right at the bottom of the zone. Cues that one foul. 0-2 the count to the 31-year-old outfielder.
Johnny looks like he's determined to throw nothing but strikes.
Softly in the center field. Yes! Yes! Beautiful catch by Enemy. Already at the top step. Now
Just
we'll step back down.
Yeah, that's a great catch. He caught it in the heel of the glove, and after he made this catch and held on to it, he replaced his divot because he made one on this fine effort. He got a good jump on this ball, just came in straight and got it, kept it off the grass, and made sure that he held on to it.
Here's Headley. Chase 2 for 4 last night. Takes first pitch strike. Sox, if you missed it, to J.B. Shuck on the DL with a pull. Hamstring as he can't get that.
That's going to hurt the ball club as JB was doing an unbelievable job, and he hurt himself scoring a run after he had tripled. First triple in 2 years. Shuck at third, the ball gets away, and he comes in and scores, tweaked the hamstring. As you can see right there, he comes away pretty gingerly, and Hermie is there taking a look at it. He thought it was a cramp.
He gone. Another 1-2-3 inning. He now has 4 strikeouts. Where'd you go? Mike Leary and the crew. Well, they're going with Adam Eaton. Steve's going with Melky Barrera and David Novak and all the great folks at Poogie Hyundai and Downers Grove. And now we're going to go with Adam LaRoche, who had 4 hits last night and pitched a perfect top of the 9th inning.
There's a young Sox fan enjoying her night at the ballpark. All that's missing is the cotton candy. I'm sure that's coming. A lot of young people here tonight. It's a very big crowd, as you would expect on a gorgeous night with the Yankees in town.
It'll be LaRoche, Ramirez, and Sanchez. Adam, as I mentioned, 4 for 5 last night. Also had 3 real good at-bats in that last game in Boston. And a good swing at that 96-mile-an-hour fastball just underneath it.
Yankees have shifted on Adam. Brendan Ryan is way back in right field.
Curveball high and wide. And here at the ballpark, 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, 375 in the gaps, and 400. Straight away center. Wind blowing out towards left. Last night it was blowing straight out to center. And that changeup. 2-2.
That changeup a work in progress. It's about 8 miles an hour different between that straight change and his best fastball. You'd like to get that to 11 if you could.
That's a pretty good hook right there. Whew.
Adam's father, Dave LaRoche, was a major league pitcher and a pretty good one. And every now and then he would throw the eephus pitch. And there it is. It goes up and he gets a strikeout. See Dave pitching 14 years, and last night his son Adam decided that he would try pretty much the same thing, only a touch lower. He did, however, drop it over the corner.
Here's Alexei at 234, 5 long ones and 35 knocked in. That's chop foul down past Joe McEwing.
Scott Podsednik, bobblehead night, and we'll be talking with Scott coming up.
Ball high and deep. Gardner back, looks up. You can put it on the board. Yes. It's 2-0 Sox.
Sixth home run, 36 driven in, and Mitchell tried to throw a high fastball by him upstairs, but he didn't get it there. A Ford home run replay is a high fastball. Goes out of the yard, and it's 2-0 Sox. This one way out of here.
Got it up in that wind. That helped it a little bit, but it would have been out without the wind. Meanwhile, here's Sanchez. Carlos 1 for 4 last night. He has hit 13 of his last 14 games. Of course, with that home run by Alexei, the Alex Nelius family will hook up with White Sox charities and Christine O'Reilly. Does such a great job with White Sox charities in loving memory of Ursula. Gets through. Oh, nice play. 2 out.
Brendan Ryan, a lifetime shortstop. He came up with the Cardinals. He's always had very good hands. It's been his bat at times that's been questioned, but never his defense, as he makes a good play. And he's got a shortstop's arm at second. He gets it over there and robs Carlos of a base hit. This is a good play.
So here's Tyler. That one at 96 for a strike and the count 0-2. Tops that one foul. A few finals around baseball. Today, the Dodgers beat the Angels 3-1 at Dodger Stadium. Kershaw 9-6 over Haney. He's 5-1 with a 1.97. Boston beats Tampa Bay 11-7. And Kansas City came back and beat Toronto 7-6 up in Canada. Ventura over Mark Lowe. As we speak, bottom of the second in Baltimore, Orioles leading Detroit 3-0. Atlanta leading the Phillies 2-1. That's in the bottom of the second. That ball lined hard. Get over his head. It will. Thank you very much. Tyler on his way to second. He will get there with his 9th two-bagger.
Tyler hit this ball very hard. It's a fastball. It's right down the middle, and even at 96, if it's straight, it has a tendency to get tattooed. And Chris Young, who was a lifetime center fielder, thought he might have had a shot, but that ball accelerated over his head.
So now we go back to the top of the order with Adam Eaton. Adam singled and scored. And he has now reached base in 15 straight games.
In the last 15, he's hitting .400. He scored 16 runs, and he is taking his walks. That's usually a sign that he's hitting well.
That's the first thing the great Ted Williams used to look at on the club was how many walks. Because obviously the big thing about walks from a hitting standpoint is that you're not swinging at bad pitches.
And usually you see if a guy's not walking, suddenly starts to walk, it's not too long before he starts to heat it up.
Exactly. See a guy who's not walking is there as a strike. Was a strike. Who's not walking, he's swinging at bad pitches. Three and one to count. And there's ball 4. Wade Davis in that Kansas City-Toronto game finally gave up the gong.
First time in 2 years. I would say that's a pretty good run for Wade Davis.
Also, Colorado leading St. Louis 1-0, and you had interesting. We had a little tidbit on Colorado.
Well, Colorado, it seems, and I think this is likely because, you know, everybody was disappointed if their team didn't do a whole lot at the trading deadline. And you have to remember that there's a lot of players that are going to be put on waivers. You were a general manager, Hawk, so you know that's what
everybody
you do.
Goes on
yeah,
waivers.
Routinely, and you see who you can slide through.
Even Scott Podsednik went on waiver.
Oh, no, you'd never do that, would you? But the guys that go through waivers, they can be claimed, and if they're on revocable waivers, they can be pulled back. Then you try to make a deal with whoever claims them. And there's a lot of big names that will probably be at least tried to slip through. One of them may be Carlos Gonzalez, who they didn't trade after trading Troy Tulowitzki. He would be a tremendous addition to any team.
Curveball strike right there to Tyler. He lined out to Ryan at second base. So 1 in, 2 out, 2 on. And that'll retire the side, but the home run by Alexi Ramirez. We lead it 2-0. And coming up next, Scott Podsednik in the top of the third.
Ceremonial first pitch. I would say it's a high strike.
That's over
what
the
would
plate.
you say?
That's over the plate.
That is exactly over the plate. And it's Scott Podsednik bobblehead night. This man is no stranger to bobbleheads. He had one in Milwaukee. He had one with the World Series trophy and one again tonight. So how you doing?
I'm doing great. Doing great. Good to be back in the ballpark.
And certainly for you, this is a wonderful year, remembrance of the 2005 team. And what's your greatest memory of that year? I would have a feeling I know what it is, but you'd say what it is.
Well, from start to finish, it was a magical year. It really was. We had a real good group of guys that played well with one another, and it showed out on the ball field. So obviously, that was the highlight of my career. Was obviously getting to the postseason. That was the first time I'd played in the postseason in the big league. So getting to the postseason one, then going on to win a World Series, and then obviously the Game 2 walk-off. It doesn't get much better than that.
Well, you had 2 home runs in the postseason after not hitting any during the season. So here's one of them. How exciting was that? That was Jeremy Gonzalez on a hit.
Yeah, I can't recall the count. I was just looking for a pitch to hit. And then this pitch here, I obviously wasn't trying to hit a home run. I was ahead in the count 2-1, looking for a pitch out over the plate. I got it, put a good swing on it, and fortunately just didn't miss it.
There is the seat, as you probably have seen many times, but I don't think it gets too old, does it?
I get goosebumps every time I talk about it. It never gets old.
Now, it was Brad Lidge who hit for the second home run, and Lidge was wearing 54, as was Jeremy Gonzalez. Now, did you ever face Goose Gossage? Because he also was wearing 54.
No, I didn't.
No, okay.
No, I didn't. Fortunately, I didn't have to go against that guy.
Did you ever get to the point during the course of your career, and I know you were noted for your speed, you were noted for your defense, and you were noted for your ability to score some runs and steal some bases. Did you ever think about hitting a home run, or is this something that happened magically in the postseason?
You know what, Stoney, earlier in my career, I would get into hitters' counts, and I really found myself trying to hit homers at times, trying to do things I wasn't capable of doing. And after I aged a bit and spent some time in the league, I realized what I did best to help ball clubs win, and that was staying within myself and being Scott Podsednik. So once I learned that and had the discipline to stay within myself, I focused on just trying to reach base. When I went up to the plate and tried to do things I wasn't capable of doing, I wasn't that good. So, there were certain times, certain counts, certain situations I would look to drive a ball, but I wasn't thinking home run a lot of the time.
In 2005, you guys got off to such a great start and then started to pull away, and it looked for a while like it was going to be a cakewalk. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, it didn't happen that way, and as things got tighter, did you as a ball club ever feel, if we blow this one, this is going to be historic, or did you think, we just have to right the ship and we can get it?
I can't speak for everyone in that clubhouse, but I do recall having that feeling. We were ahead, had a substantial lead there in the Central, and Cleveland pulled within a game and a half. And I remember after that loss going into the clubhouse, looking around, it was very quiet, and I think a lot of my teammates were sharing the same feelings I was there's no way we can let this happen. But then we come back the next day, and that's what one of the things I remember about that club is we bounced back well. We were resilient. We had an ability to forget what we did the night before and show up to the ballpark with a new frame of mind. And I remember that's what we did that next day. I think we got a real big home run from Joe Creedy late in that game that gave us momentum, and that was it. We carried that momentum right on into the playoffs.
That ball hit pretty hard and deep in right field. Avi goes back, makes the catch.
Nice play.
The run's going to score, and the ball gets away, but Avi Garcia kept that ball in the ballpark, and Didi Gregorius, bidding for his 6th home run, just missed. That's RBI number 30 as Avi goes up, makes the catch. This one would have easily been out of the ballpark, as it turns out. He saves a couple of runs for the moment, and Avi, not the first time he's done it this year, goes back, makes a great catch. You played outfield for a long time. What's the key on that play?
The key is getting back and getting your bearings on the wall. You got to get back, know where the wall is, and then try to look up and play the ball. It's tough when the ball's coming down and you don't have an idea of where the wall is. So he did a great job getting back to the wall, finding it, looking up, and pulling it in. I think you're right. That ball would have left the ballpark. He saved a couple of runs there.
Unfortunately, he's tall enough to be able to go back and timed it perfectly. He's done that before. The last one a little more spectacular, but this one a terrific play. The folks don't know yet, you're going to be pinch hitting for me in Kansas City. You're going to do 3 games with Hawk. You're going to be doing the analysis. And what's it going to be like for you?
Well, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I will do my best to hold it down for you, Stoney. I will do my best.
Well, thank you. It's really easy. I mean, we make it look a lot harder than it really is. All you got to do is describe what's going on in the field. In that case, a guy struck out, big out, but you might get a little more detail than that. But in the long run, you're going to really love it. It's going to be a great experience for you. And have you had much experience doing this?
I haven't. This is my first. A couple of weeks ago was my first time here in the booth. So I had fun with it then. I'm enjoying being here now and talking with you guys. So I'm looking forward to Kansas City come next week.
Well, it's going to be fun, and you have to realize that you can't affect the style. You just have to have your own style. And I'm sure the way you approach the game of baseball, you approached it with a lot of intensity. You approach it with a lot of preparation. That's going to hold you in good stead in the booth.
So I can't go in and try to be you. I'm just going to be Scott Podsednik.
Well, you wouldn't want to do that anyway, but yeah, if you be Scott Podsednik, I think it'll be really good enough. And I will tell you something that you'll learn. The better the team plays, the better the broadcast sounds.
It makes sense.
So if the team has a very good Kansas City, you're going to be absolutely great.
That makes sense.
We've got 2 outs, and Johnny Danks trying to preserve a 2-1 lead. The Yankees have come back to score 1 after the Sox jumped on top 2-0. Going into the postseason, what did Ozzie mean to your team?
Ozzie had a unique way of getting the most out of what we had there in the clubhouse, and with Ozzie leading there at the front and the personalities we had in that clubhouse, it just worked. He was our leader, and he motivated us, and everyone knew what was expected of us. We went to the park and did our job.
Well, Scott, thank you. We appreciate you being here. We'll look forward to hearing from you in Kansas City, and it's a 2-1 game as we head into the bottom of the 3rd. Seasons. As you can see, a couple of stints with the Sox. He led the National League with 70 stolen bases in 2004. 2005 All-Star. He had just a terrific year. 59 stolen bases and a walk-off home run in Game 2 of the 2005 World Series. It was a very eventful and a very good career for Scott Podsednik. He's a really good guy, and he was a big member of that 2005 effort.
Boy, it was awesome when he'd get on. Gucci'd get him over. Pods get on, steal second. Gucci get him over, and we'd be up 1-0 in a hurry.
That first run of the ball game, always very big, especially if you can add on a few after that. And lately, the Sox have been able to do that.
One of the best things about Pods was he was just a great teammate with these guys. Besides being a good player, he was a great teammate. That club had a ton of chemistry on that club. Outside of maybe the 83 team we had here, that 05 team had the best chemistry outside of the 83.
Well, you know, it's only 10 years ago, but you don't see 59 stolen bases too much anymore.
That ball trying to come back. May have had a play if you'd have got over there. Abreu. And RBI double, knocking in Eaton.
It was that wind blowing across that undoubtedly kept Didi Gregorius from hitting a 3-run homer.
That's exactly what caused it.
It knocked it down, and Avi had a chance to make a terrific catch.
Three-one pitch. Just caught the inside edge of the inside corner. Melky on deck.
The White Sox are hosting Faith Day on Sunday, August 30th. Chicago's own Vertical Church Band will be playing a pregame acoustic set, and tickets will be specially priced for religious organizations, churches, and family and friends. Be sure to stick around after the game as Adam LaRoche and other players discuss their faith. To purchase tickets, visit whitesox.com/faith.
So here's Melky. He walked back in the first inning. Curveball high. Made a nasty beat pitch on him.
Yeah, even though you're ahead of a pitcher, there's no reason to swing at this pitch. Even if you're guessing fastball, it's very much a pitcher's pitch, and you just tip your hat to him and hopefully makes a mistake on the next pitch or two.
And that change up down low. So 3-1 count. 2-4-0 for us, 1-2-0 for them here in the bottom of the third if you're just joining us. That ball hit hard right at it. It's a hang woofum. Another hang woofum for Cabrera. So here's Avi in a 6-4-3 double play. Took that pitch nicely. And again, 2-0. Brian Mitchell, 24 years old, 6'2", 200 pounds. And there's a base hit over the head of Teixeira. So Young is playing him that way. Will get it back in.
He takes this one low and away. Another pitcher's pitch, only he went down and got it. Easing it over the head of Teixeira.
He got a little hang time with the front foot right there. He's been getting that front foot down very quickly. When you do that, you're committed. So here's Adam. Called out on a good curveball from Mitchell. Short lead by Avi. And that pitch down low.
Mitchell stays down there. Adam's going to hit the ball very hard. last time any pitcher had 4 hits in a game was Early Wynn in 1959. 4 hits and pitch in the same game. Early Wynn was a terrific hitter, as you might expect, and a wonderful pitcher, a Hall of Fame pitcher. He won 300 games on the nose.
I played against him in that game. Kansas City. He was pitching. Jerry Walker came on for the last 4 innings.
I was going to say, I know they went 5 and 4.
Yeah, Gus went 5, and Walker comes on, pitching like a man possessed to get that 300. That was actually one of the worst games that Gus pitched, trying to get that 300. And Vanover rings him up. We're into the 4th, leading 2-1. For our guys, 1-2-0 for their guys. Alex will lead it off. DeShiro on deck. Young in the hole. Alex caught looking his first trip. Outfield bunched, for the most part, straight up. Pass low. 2-0 the count. Good motion right there with that change. Doubled him up. Cole Hamels pitching for Texas. Interesting note on Hamels. He is the first pitcher in Major League Baseball history to throw a no-hitter in his last start before a midseason trade.
Well, I had a pretty good idea he was going to be traded, as did Philadelphia. And after throwing the no-hitter, I figured, wouldn't it be something if he never did pitch again for Philadelphia? Well, yes, it would have been something. It is something.
Alexei.
Especially when you consider that the no-hitter was against the Cubs, who hadn't been no-hit for 50 years. That made it a little more special for Cole Hamels.
Well, you said after the no-hitter that his stock just went up a few points.
There's absolutely no doubt about that.
It wasn't going to go down.
And the oddity was the package of players for him was much better from the Houston Astros than it was from the Texas Rangers. But his wife had family in the Dallas area, and that swayed him with a no-trade clause in his contract. That swayed him to go to the Texas Rangers instead of the Houston Astros.
She must be Greek.
He obviously listened to what she had to say. He wanted some peace in the house.
I married a Greek. I know if she said, hey, you're going to Texas. We going to Texas.
Your options were over.
Yeah. One and two the count to Teixeira. He struck out on a cutter, which might be the best cutter that Johnny Danks has ever thrown.
I think it was by far the best pitch of the night, and you're right. When a hitter as good as Mark Teixeira looks as bad as he looked leading off the second inning, you better believe that was a pitch that he hasn't seen a whole lot of.
2-2. Change up. He gone.
Last time the cutter, this time the changeup. Both times ended in a swinging strikeout. So Johnny Danks has very good stuff tonight. And he's fanned 6. Here's the Xfinity high-speed action replay. And it's Adam Eaton on a shallow fly ball, able to come in and make the catch. This is a terrific play, robbing Chris Young.
Two and 0 the count. And the count 3-0. Tomorrow in the finale. It'll be a 1:10 start. That game will be over. WGN. Jeff Samardzija against the right-hander Ivan Nova. So there's the first walk issued by Danks.
If you have the same name as a White Sox player, come to the ballpark and support your distant relatives and White Sox family on August 11th for Orgullo Sox Night presented by Pepsi. All members of the Hispanic community, their families, and friends can buy specially priced tickets at whitesox.com/Orgullo.
Top of the third in Minnesota. Mariners leading the Twinkies 1-0. Young is 3 for 4 in stolen bases.
This Yankee team not built on speed. They've stolen only 40 bases, and Ellsbury and Gardner have 29 of them. So that's the two-man running combination. Young with decent speed, but he doesn't run often.
So home plate jumping around on Johnny right here. 3-0 the count. Murphy on deck.
He's in the on-deck circle, and he's already had a double and scored the only Yankee run.
There's one.
Etley's got about equal power from both sides of the plate. He is a better left-hand hitter, however.
That change up and a full count. Tried to rush that fastball by him at 93.
Johnny's fastball's got a little extra life on it tonight, but he doesn't want to throw it where he threw the last one, which was down the middle, and Headley fouled it straight back. He's going to see another fastball here.
So 2 out, back-to-back walks. And here comes Coop. In that Dodger 3-1 victory over the Angels today, Clayton Kershaw allowed 2 hits over 8 shutout frames, and that extends his scoreless streak. Greinke had one earlier to 37 innings.
And for Kershaw, the surprising thing was twice he was pushed back before this start. And a lot of people questioning exactly if he was healthy, the extent of what might be plaguing him. So he went out and showed him that he was entirely healthy. And the Dodgers, who picked up a full game yesterday on the Giants, trying to add on to that lead. The Giants have been playing him pretty tough and tight to this point. And the Dodgers came in a 1.5 game lead. That win gives them a 2-game lead over the Giants. However, just one back are the Giants in the loss column.
Yap out there in right center. For John Ryan Murphy. He was 2 for 5 last night. He got some good at bats. Of course, doubled over the head of Bobby and scored in the 3rd. Good looking young 23-year-old catcher. Check that, 24-year-old catcher.
Murphy went to Princeton, and he is known as a pretty smart catcher. Not only book smart, but he understands the game. In fact, Gary Tuck, who's the bullpen catcher of the Yankees, calls him Little Joe, meaning Little Joe Girardi. Joe, a graduate of Northwestern, just up the road, and a very smart catcher in his time in the major leagues.
2 on, 2 out, the 2-0 pitch. Right there, just on the inside corner. May have caught a little bit of a break. Almost identical spot, but count 3-1 now. No throw. Nice pick. Come on, come on. Good pick by Abreu. And we'll go to the bottom of the 4th, leading 2-1.
and you just might see yourself on an upcoming broadcast. Brought to you by T-Mobile.
First pitch strike to Alexei. Alexei homered his 6th with 1 out in the 2nd inning. High towering drive way back.
He tried to throw a high fastball by him inside, and I don't think that Mitchell's going to try that again, as Alexei got the good part of the bat on it. And he's been a much better fastball hitter since the defense has really picked it up.
Well, if you want to think back, the defense really, since Tyler Saladino came aboard.
That's true.
The whole defense, everything's contagious. Alexei been playing better. Sanchez has always been good this year. But everything, he's changed the personality of this ball club.
But one of the big factors, and again, some people don't really think about it much, but there's 4 left-handed starters on this team. And when you have 4 left-hand starters, the left side of the infield has to be a lot more solid. And with Saladino moving to 3rd and catching everything, now Alexei has played unbelievably well at shortstop, and it helps left-hand pitchers, especially when they stay inside to the right-handers.
There was a hanger. He was a little too quick, hammered it, but foul. Yeah, well, it's just changed the whole complexion of the ball club. The whole personality is different.
If you get those outs and you only give them 3 outs in an inning, it makes things a whole lot easier. Mark Parent and Robin Ventura with Saladino in the middle.
Curveball. One out. Nothing will take a club up faster than defense. Nothing will take it down faster than bad defense.
We saw a whole lot of that. But lately, it's been all of the pitchers' best friend, because it's been very good for some time.
There's breaking ball strike. Sanchez. Brendan Ryan made a good play on Carlos, taking a base hit away from him. That's up high, 1-1. Two 5-0 for us, 1-2-0 for them. Here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Yankees came in with a 6-game lead over Toronto and Baltimore. Now Toronto lost their ball game, so they moved to 6.5 back. Baltimore is winning their game. And Joe reminded me that this isn't quite as old a team as it was. They've had 13 guys make their major league debut this year. They've really had to patch some holes. I know you've always talked very highly of Joe Girardi and the job he's done over the last couple of years.
Well, it's been amazing to me. I mean, that stuff he was running out there for the last few years. Come on. And he was at 500 or better.
Yeah. Last year they won 84 games and they were a decimated bunch. And this year they've lost a whole lot of pitching.
And that breaking ball down. So 2 down. Well, he's become, as I mentioned, he's become one of the top managers in the game. And He's got a terrific GM if the front office will let him spend some money. Ron Cashman, over the years, has just been one of the most underrated GMs in the game.
I think Brian,
because everybody said, well, he's got Yankee money.
I was going to say, I think Brian is sensitive to the fact that because it was Yankee money, ostensibly, he never got credit for any of the moves he made, but he's had to piece a whole lot of this team together. And getting the role players. I mean, the stars are the stars. You get them, you draft them, sometimes you develop them, but getting the role players is really the art of being a general manager, because it's the role players that will make it or break it. Those guys coming off the bench, late season acquisition, they really determine how you're going to do, and you hope to have enough stars to carry you for a while, but the other guys have got to pitch in or you got no chance.
Tyler hit a low and away fastball, just drilled it over the head of Chris Young in right field for a double. And that is a 1-2-3 inning. He now has 5 strikeouts.
I'm sure you've heard his melodious tones for the Chicago Blackhawks, and sitting to his left, U.S. Air Force Captain Brett Kaczynski with his wife, Anna. Pat Foley, just a wonderful broadcaster, along with Eddie Olczyk. As good a team as there is in any sport, anywhere.
In all the sports, exactly.
Yeah, they're just outstanding.
Exactly. So here's the rejuvenated Brendan Ryan. Comes in. Hitting at .314 now with that base hit, hitting at .333. Three for 6 last night, so he's 4 for 7 in the series.
Well, you hit it right on the head when you said rejuvenated. He's had a few years where he hasn't swung the bat particularly well. He's always given you terrific defense. That's never been the problem. But last year in 114 at bats, he hit .167 for the Yankees. In 13, he hit .220. Now he's hitting everything in sight.
Yeah. Well, we'll always remember Brendan. Game in Seattle. There's a strike, and the count 2-2. He was the last out on a check swing strikeout in that perfect game of Philip Humber.
Pretty amazing when you consider the entire career of Philip Humber. And Brendan Ryan looks at strike 3.
Six strikeouts now for Danks. Seven strikeouts. He got Ellsbury twice. Here's a curveball strike. Gap out there in left center. Hit him on the fist, and the count evens at 2. And just got a piece of it.
That was a good fastball just off the outside corner.
Checks it up right to the bag. Let's go back to April 21st. 2012. Last out of the ball game. Ryan is really ticked off. And a perfect game for Philip Humber. Wow.
I'm surprised he lived through the pylon at the end.
I don't blame Ryan, though.
No, he was a little upset, but if it's a difference in a perfect game, you better be swinging.
Here's Ellsbury. Jacoby struck out in the first, struck out in the third. The very talented Jacoby Ellsbury. Johnny Pesky told me when Jacoby first came in to the major leagues with Boston, Pesky told me this guy's got a chance to be the best player in Red Sox history. And because of injuries, it certainly did not get to that point, but he certainly was a good one.
Well, he hit 32 home runs in 2011, and he's hit 32 home runs since 2011.
Yeah. So there's ball 4. Only 30 homer and 30 stolen base season in Red Sox history. That was in 2011. So here's Brett Gardner. He's grounded to first and grounded to second. Sanchez making a good play to get him. Outfield for the most part straight up, bit of a gap out there in left center.
and he called the balk on him. That's Adam Hamari. Johnny's had that same move for a long time, and he's saying that he did not step toward the plate. Looks like the same move that John has used for a whole lot of years. Look at it from a different angle. Certainly looked like he split the difference between first and home, which is exactly what you have to do. But not so for
Well, you framed
Adam
it
Hamari.
perfectly, though, because usually as a rule, of course, Amari's a replacement umpire, and he hadn't seen him for that long.
Nope.
That's only a second career balk, but usually they will. If you got a move that you've been using the same move all the time, they'll let you use it, unless it's obviously a dead balk move.
Well, I think this is a situation where normally, and you know, it might be a stretch certainly in this case with Jose at first, but a lot of times when a guy has a good move and you have an umpire that hasn't seen him many times, you alert the umpire to the fact that this guy's got a great move to first. Stay with it. That doesn't look like the happiest man in the ballpark right now.
First balk of the season, second balk in his career, so something's wrong with that picture. The 2-1. Alex Rodriguez on deck. And a full count. Sometimes you just got to make a good pitch. This is one of those times. He gone. We're halfway home. We lead it 2-1. The fifth, 2-5-0 for us, 1-2-0 for them. And for us, it'll be the top of the order. Adam Eaton, Tyler Saladino, and Jose Abreu.
Johnny was just about as animated as we've ever seen him coming off the mound after that big strikeout of Gardner. That was his 8th. He got out of it with a tying run in scoring position at second base. And he threw a fastball by him and let his feelings out, I believe, about that balk call.
There's a breaking ball strike. Brian Mitchell, 24-year-old right-hander. Adam has singled and scored and walked. Mitchell, who lives in Tampa. Another curveball. And the count 1-2. In 2012, he was voted by Baseball America as having the best curveball in the Yankee organization. Not in the minor leagues, in the organization. Up the middle and into center field. Thank you very much. Ellsbury knows that Adam will try that hustle double if you give him the opportunity.
This is the third curveball, and the first two were good ones, but this one Adam was ready for. And he took it right back up the middle, just by Ryan, out into center field.
Yeah, it appeared to be a play Ryan should have made, but he didn't, and we like it. So here's Tyler. He is lined out to second. He is grounded into a 6-4 fielder's choice. Adam, just a decent lead over there at first. The ball gets by. So now the bunt.
It would appear that Murphy might have been crossed up, because he misses this by plenty, and it's a fastball that's low and away. He wants it inside. Mitchell just throws it by him.
Yeah, that was a definite cross up there. So Chase Headley going through his signs at third base. Corners in close. Teixeira on the grass. Headley on the grass. Outfield shading him to the right. And they'll get the job done. They're going to hold him now third here. He's going to go through it. And he scores. It is 3-1 on the base hit by Tyler Saladino. Chris Young playing out there short.
Well, you can tell he doesn't have close to a normal right fielder's arm. And Joe McEwing, without any hesitation, sending Adam Eaton. And this one looked like a cutter, and he took it right by Teixeira. Now Young is right there, but oh, what a throw this was.
So Girardi is out. Mitchell is gone.
The Chicago Cubs. The first 10,000 fans will receive a White Sox rally towel presented by United Airlines. United, proud to fly the Chicago White Sox. Purchase tickets today by visiting whitesox.com or calling 866-SOX-GAME. And our Honda call to the pit is the right-hander, Diego Moreno, who was originally signed by the Pittsburgh Pirates as an international free agent. He's 1-0 this year in 3 games, ERA .245. Limited action, 7 1/3. He struck out 8.
27-year-old right-hander out of Barlavento, Venezuela. There he goes. Now he will pull it up, go back in. So Tyler picks up his second stolen base. He was 25 for 27 down in Charlotte.
This one way wide of the plate. No chance at all for Murphy. But because Saladino was running, you're not going to call a wild pitch.
All right, let's play a little baseball 101 right here and get this man over and in. One and one to count. Outfield slightly to the right, gap out there in left center. And that's right at the bottom of the zone. That is 91. It hit him.
And that one hurt him. He tries to run it inside, and that one got him off the outside of the elbow. Some guys can wear those pads, and some guys just don't feel comfortable with them and don't wear them. But because a whole lot of guys go inside to Jose, the 11th time that he's gotten hit, you'd love to see him be able to have a little protection. Get hit 11 times, it starts to sting.
Well, there's a couple ways to give him some protection.
Yep.
And that might be a scenario we'll see. I mean, you know, just enough's enough, period. I don't care if it's unintentional or not. That ball hit hard into center field. Stretch! Stretch! You can put it on the board! Yes! Yes! A 3-run homer for Milwaukee, and it's a 6-1 Sox lead. Hello!
Home run number 7, and Melky is now driven in 52. And against the team he once played for, this has to give him a special feeling. A Ford home run replay. This looks like a high changeup, and Melky, on a very warm night, very humid night, takes it out of the park, and the courtesy jump by Ellsbury, who had no chance at all to get that one.
Melky knew it was gone when he hit it. That is high and deep into left center field. Gardner. So Avi now 1 for 3 is retired. Six, 8-0 for us, 1-2-0 for them here at the top of the 6th inning. 2-1 the count. Taking a look at this swing, and you'll see that Melky knows you can put it on the board.
Pitchers always know, too, because it has a sound that you can't duplicate. You know when he hit it on the good part of the bat.
Schiff's going to get him. Ryan throws him out.
And this is a sound that most pitchers are familiar with.
Alexei 1 for 2, a homer, his 6th, with 1 out in the 2nd inning. They did a 2-0 ball game. I used to like it when a pitcher would throw it, curveball, and he knew it was going to hang, and he would go, "No!"
That, or don't even look to see where the ball's going to land. Just ask the umpire.
Yeah, you just look at the umpire and give me another one.
That's it.
Ball hit Young in right field. And that'll retire the side, but not before. Crooked number. Nice crooked number goes up on that board. We'll go to the 6th, leading 6-1. And watch the greatest and the latest edition of That Sports Thing with Chris Mars. As actors and comedians talking sports, checking out That Sports Thing, presented by Miller Lite. New episodes available at csnchicago.com. 6-1 Sox. It'll be Rodriguez, Teixeira, and Young. 3rd, 4th, and 5th place hitters. Alex is 0 for 2, a strikeout and a pop-up. And they're playing him perfectly, so 1 pitch, 1 out. Alex, he's only one of 4 players in Major League Baseball history to homer prior to his 20th birthday and after his 40th birthday. The others, Ty Cobb, Rusty Staub, and Gary Sheffield.
I talked to Alex before the game today, and he was talking about the fact that He didn't really know how this year would work out. He missed a whole year. He was going to be 40 during this season, and he never imagined it would work out as well as it has. He said maybe resting that year might have allowed him to heal up, because he had 2 knee surgeries, 2 hip surgeries, and he's come back this year. This is as good a year as he's had in a long time.
Well, besides the surgeries, look at what else he's had to go through. I mean, he's gone through a lot. And I've always been one of his biggest fans, and always will be, because of the fact you don't do the things that he's done unless you are great.
Well, there's never been any doubt about that. He's been great since he came in the league.
Well, since he came into the league, he was #1 player picked. You knew he was going to be something special.
And when Alex talked about that year off, he said it worked unbelievably well for Andy Pettitte. He said he had a chance to heal. And Alex said that he had a chance to heal. So, I don't recommend it for everybody, but for those 2 guys, it worked pretty well.
Well, the easy part about that healing process was the knees.
Knees are a tougher rehab than the hip, but the hip, a lot more pressure when you're swinging as hard as he's swinging.
Well, the knees and the hip are a lot easier to heal than the head. So there's a walk. Second walk. Make that 4 walks. That got my walks and strikeouts here mixed up. There's a strike. Young. He walked Ellsbury. He walked Young, Headley, and now to Show. Now they're straight. Gap out there in right center. Watch out.
That's exactly where Young likes it. It's down and on the inner portion. That ball inside enough where he hit it hard, but hit it well foul. Johnny tries to stay in there, and he gets a strike out of it. "97 pitches coming."
Lays off that one. Top of the 7th in Baltimore, 5-2 Orioles over Detroit. Seattle and Minnesota tied at 1. Bottom of the 5th at Target Field. Yanks that one foul. Top of the 6th in Milwaukee, 3-1 Cubs.
Now he's bearing that cutter inside, and Chris Young is yanking everything foul.
Two and two the count. That just ties him up. Had him 0-2. It is now 3-2. And since 2012 here at U.S. Cellular Field, Sox are 8-3 against the Yankees. Out in front of that changeup.
That's the 10th pitch of the at bat as Young has really battled. Johnny, he got that one away after bearing a lot of cutters inside on him. Jake Petrichka loosening up as Johnny will be delivering pitch number 105 on a very hot, humid night.
83 degrees as we speak. One out, and once again the payoff pitch. That's short into left. Alexei.
Johnny's only given up 2 hits, but he has 8 strikeouts, and they've come all different shapes and sizes. Cutters inside, that was a great swing. Fastballs freezing him, curveballs in the dirt. Good changeups. And Johnny's been awfully good. So Don Cooper goes to the mound to have a talk with him, wanting to know just exactly what he's got left and making sure they're on the same page with Chase Headley.
Well, there's one constant about Johnny Danks. He will compete. That is in his DNA. To give you everything he's got each and every time out there.
Well, I think we saw the competitiveness after the balk call and a strikeout of Gardner. When he reached back, he got a little something extra because at the time, Ellsbury was a tying run. He had balked him to second, and he just was determined that Gardner was not going to knock him in.
Headley has struck out, called out, and walked. Balls behind him, 2-0. Speed pitch number 108. High, right side, long way for everybody to go, and can't get there. That's a Kansas City special.
The wind that's blowing out toward left and left center kept this ball from going foul. No chance at all for Sanchez, and Robbie can't get there.
And here comes Robbie, and that's going to be it. So that's just the 3rd hit that Johnny Danks has given up, and it was a bloop. So Danks will get a nice round of applause as he departs. Jake Meister comes on, and we'll be back.
on Wednesday, August 12th, for the Police and Fire Night, and the first 10,000 fans receive a White Sox tablet cover presented by UL. For more than a century, UL has been committed to fire safety. Learn more at ul.com/fire. To purchase tickets, visit whitesox.com/PDFD or call 866-SOX-GAME. Our Honda call to the pen is Jake Petrechka. He comes out with runners at the corners and 2 outs. Sox leading 6-1. Jake on for the 42nd time. He's 3-2. His ERA a touch over 3. And Brian McCann is going to come on to pinch hit for Murphy. So McCann, a power-hitting left-hand hitter, the guy who will get the majority of the reps behind the plate. 16 home runs, 60 driven in, a .252 batting average, and 2 for 6 as a pinch hitter.
He's just a terrific player.
They paid a lot for him, but they got one of the true power-hitting catchers in the major leagues.
The thing he's always done, too, is he's done it in the clutch.
Yeah, they get themselves a good one with McCann.
There are a lot of guys in the big leagues got 15, 16 home runs at this point of the season. A lot of them, most of them, didn't mean anything. Then you got other guys that got 8 or 9. Seems like every one of them won a ball game. But with him, he gets them when it counts. Is there is strike 1.
Career pinch hitting hasn't been particularly good, although this season has been a whole lot better. But he doesn't get much of an opportunity because he plays a whole lot.
One to count. With runners at the corners and 2 down. That's down low. 2 balls and a strike to Brian.
Javi is very deep in right field, as you would expect for a guy with the power of McCann.
There's a strike.
Perfect fastball, low and inside. Cano stands right on top of the plate, couldn't pull the trigger.
Well, if he could pull the trigger on that one, he'd have to reroute his bat. Ball hit hard. Look at the play. Nice by Carlos. What move? Do it. Do it. Showtime. Bay Rays. So join us for the first pitch of 7 right here on CSN Chicago.
A lot of young people tonight at the ballpark, certainly enjoying their night at the park. It's a gorgeous night.
There's so many times as it happens, the man who makes a terrific play on an absolute missile off the bat of Brian McCown will lead it off.
This is a big play because it keeps the inning alive. It scores 1 run and leaves 2 on, but Carlos made the tough part of it look easy. Then he just flipped it across. What a play it was.
That ball, as hard as it was hitting, he catches behind him. That's stout. So he's 0 for 2 tonight. Brendan Ryan took a base hit away from him on a good play in the 2nd inning. And then he struck out on a good curveball. That was in the 4th. 6, 8-0 for us, 1, 3-0 for them. Two and 1 to count to Sanchez. This infield of ours has been absolutely, the play has been stunning in the last couple of weeks.
Well, it doesn't matter who's playing first base. They both play very well. Jose has really picked it up, as everybody else in the infield
He's
has
made
picked
some
it up.
terrific picks.
He has. And he said one of the reasons why he liked to play as opposed to DH was if he doesn't get a hit, he can help the team if he plays first base.
That's high in the right field. Chris Young is there.
So he felt there's a lot of ways to help the team win. And if you're the DH, you really only have one. He likes the ability to pick low throws or go get tough plays. I think most guys would tell you the same thing. They would prefer to play, assuming they were healthy and 100%. They'd prefer to play than the DH. It's a tough adjustment to be a designated hitter.
Well, one thing about it, last few weeks, there's nobody in Major League Baseball has had better infield defense than we've had. They may have had as good, but nobody's had better. One and 1 to count to Tyler. Tyler has doubled. He's 1 for 2. He's 2 for 3.
Hey, Sox fans, check out the Xfinity Fundamentals deck overlooking left field at U.S. Cellular Field. It's accessible from the 100, 300, to 500 levels. Young Sox fans can learn baseball fundamentals from Chicago White Sox Training Academy coaches. Space features batting and pitching cages, base running areas, and more skill instruction. It's all from Xfinity, your home for the most live sports.
Adam, 2 for 2 with a walk, 2 runs scored. He is the poster child lately for leadoff hitter. In the last 15 games, he has scored 17 runs.
There is a beautiful shot. You see sunset at the ballpark in Chicago on a gorgeous night.
Norman Rockwell right there. One and two the count.
That was a good changeup by Moreno, who gave you the big motion. Yeah, the ball didn't quite get there. This guy's got a pretty good arm.
There you go. And that ball hit into right field. So 2 out, and that'll bring up Tyler Saladino, 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. First and third in Tyler. Our zoning men really men and light him up. Ellsbury playing him over a little bit. Couple steps towards Young in right field. Cues that one right off the end of the bat.
Bullpen have been going, and it is Zach Duke.
Two out, 2 balls and a strike. There's some seats available for tomorrow's game. Jeff Samardzija on the bump. Ivan Nova, big right-hander for them. And game can't make it. Will be over WGN. As that is high under center field. So we have completed 6, and we lead it by 5.
Tweet your strongest fan photo to hashtag Chicago Data Strong Fan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. Brought to you by T-Mobile. So it'll be Ryan, Gregorius, and Ellsbury here in the top of the 7th inning. Sox leading 6-1. They about hit the Yankees 9-3, and it's been an errorless game. A lot of Sox fans, very little Sox fan, and a furry Sox fan.
And a lot of Yankee fans. Always. They travel well. I don't know if they travel better than St. Louis, but certainly the Yankees always travel well.
Yeah, they do.
So here is Brendan Ryan. 1 for 2. First ball, Honey. He's a little upset with himself. Getting squared up.
Sox fans, head to your local Famous Dave's and receive a scratch and win ticket for your chance to win a trip to New York to see the White Sox battle the Yankees. You also get to throw out the first pitch at a White Sox game and great offers from Famous Dave's and discount Sox tickets. Head to your local Famous Dave's today for your chance to be a winner.
Here is Gregorius. He had a sacrifice fly and a ground out to first. That sacrifice fly. That was Eil Garcia. There's a shot base hit. But here's the flashback on July 4th. Chris Davis.
This one would have tied the game in the 9th inning. Instead, Avi took it away. And tonight, in the 3rd inning, this would have been a 3-run homer. Instead, it was a sacrifice fly. So here comes Robin. Got 2 left-handers, Ellsbury and Gardner coming up. So Zach Duke is coming in the ball game. And as he trots in, we'll step out and be back after these messages. Out of the bullpen. And Zach out for the 46th time. He's 3-4, his ERA 3.32. There you look at the numbers. They've been pretty impressive. Bonus hitting just 218, which is a really good number. Left-handers hitting 174. And he's going to face a pair of them with Ellsbury and Gardner. Unless Ellsbury would be kind enough to ground into a double play. Something that he's only done twice this year.
One on, 1 out, top of the 7th. Sox, if you're just tuning in, 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd. Yankees 1 in the 3rd. Sox 4 in the 5th. RBI single by Saladino, and then a 3-run homer by Melky. for that 4 spot. Breaking ball, no. Jacoby has struck out twice and walked once. Decent lead by Gregorius. Pitch just a little bit low.
I talked to Zach about the beginning of his career when he was a starter and the #1 starter with Pittsburgh, and he said he feels like it's absolutely another career because he's had to mold himself to the bullpen and change his motion, and he's done a terrific job of it.
That's into right field, right at him. Well, that really has been just, I'm not going to say sensational, but he has been close to it out of that bullpen.
No, he's done a terrific job, and he came in as a guy that could pitch against more than just left-handers, but it's been as pretty much a situational left-hander where he's excelled. When left-handers are hitting less than 200 against him, he's getting the job done.
It's been terrific. So here is Brett Gardner, 0 for 3, a grounder to first. And Sanchez took a base hit away from him. He struck out.
That was a breaking ball that didn't break. And that's going to bring Tyler out from behind the plate.
Sometimes that's even more perilous, so to speak, for a hitter than a fastball right at your head.
Well, especially because I would assume, and I was only hit one time in my life, but that was by Jerry Koosman, by the way. It still hurts.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, runners at first and third, and I got the bunt sign, and I knew because he had his back to the guy at third, he thought it was a suicide. I wanted to yell out that it's just a sacrifice, but he hit me anyway.
Yeah.
But isn't it the hitter when he sees the spin on the ball thinking it's going to break and then sees it go straight that you
stick your head into it?
Yeah.
I stuck my head into a curveball from Sonny Siebert, who had right-hander, had good stuff. There's a strike. The spin will get you a lot of ways, but that's another one. 2 out, 2-1 the count. Outfield. Slightly to the left. Spaced out about equidistant. Be gone. Yeah. 7th inning stretch. We lead at 6-1. Garcia. Moreno came on in the 5th. Oh, he had a little Carmine Derriere in that swing.
Yeah, I think he wanted to hit that one off the top of the scoreboard.
He did. That he did.
Just like we promised earlier in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. And here's our Miller moment back in the 5th inning. Melky Cabrera hits his 7th of the year. A 3-run blast. Took it from a 3-1 game to a 6-1 game. And Melky taking particular delight against a team he once played for.
Takes first pitch strike. Melky also has walked and lined hard to right field to go along with that 3-run blast. Tops that foul.
Last 35, Melky has been just about as hot as anybody around. 375. Got his batting average up within 3 points of his lifetime average. He's a lifetime .286 hitter.
And there's another base hit. As I mentioned, that line drive back in the 3rd inning to right field, he just absolutely tattooed that one.
Melky's been on everything for quite some time.
So here's Avi. He's 1 for 3. $34,379.
Very well attended series with more people to come to the ballpark tomorrow.
Then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday we have Tampa Bay. Evan Longoria and crew. Evan, fun player to watch. One of my favorite guys to watch, as a matter of fact, is that is 1-1 now, the count. After 8 in Baltimore, 6-2 Orioles over Detroit. Seattle has taken a 2-1 lead over Minnesota. That's in the bottom of the 7th at Target Field. Just fists that one out there in the center. So here's Adam 0 for 3 tonight. He was 4 for 5 last evening.
He was 4 for 5, and he's had 4 hits before in a game. It tied his career high, but he'll always remember that inning that he pitched. He'll remember it his whole career. Doesn't matter how long it lasts.
I always wanted to get in there to get an inning.
Never were able to?
No, I asked every manager I played for. I said, if I get a chance, or if we get in a situation, I said, let me get in there and pitch an inning.
No, huh? Sometimes that's all they'd let me pitch was an inning.
Not very often. That's up high.
For the White Sox, the last 5 position players who pitched: Adam LaRoche, Adam Dunn last year, Leary Garcia last year, Casper Wells 2 years ago, and Dwayne Wise 3 years ago. It's never really a good ball game when you get a guy asking for the smaller glove and going to pitch. And there's a look at Leary. He had his opportunity.
And watch this big guy out there on the bump.
He was a quarterback in his younger days. He was smart enough to let that one go through to the second baseman, so that's not too bad.
I tell you, Adam, one of the best guys you ever want to be around. What a great teammate he was. As tough as he had it here, he handled it, I know, a heck of a lot better than I could have.
Every guy that ever played with Adam Dunn said the same thing. He was one of the greatest teammates that they ever played with. He was generous to a fault. The guys really appreciated what he did. Didn't work out as well as it could have here, but he maintained that same disposition all of the time. And he had some real tough moments while a member of the White Sox.
I'll never forget, after his first year, last day of the season, we were walking out of the clubhouse together down to the parking lot, and he grabs him by the arm. He says, "Hawk, I got to thank you." I said, "For what?" He said, "For covering for me this year." I said, "Adam, I didn't cover for you this year." I said, "I didn't have to. I just let the fans. They seen the same thing I did." I said, "I got to tell you." I said, "That's the worst year I've ever seen anybody have."
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was just unbelievable.
It was.
It's hard to believe. Yeah,
I said, I had some bad years, but I never had a year that bad.
Hard to believe that a major league player who had the kind of years Adam had, and he had some very good years, could have a year like that where just about everything went wrong.
Yeah. He will always have my respect as a person. Two on, 2 out, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Alexei 1 for 3 with a homer. That shot, that's down into the corner. Yes, it is. Here comes one. They're going to hold now Adam at third on the double by Alexei, and it is a 7-1 game. Double number 21.
This will bring Larry Rothschild out from the dugout. And Moreno tries to throw a slider. Doesn't do much. Stayed up in the zone, and Alexei yanked it down the line.
No, that was a cement mixer right there. It was a spiral.
And there is a very happy man who scuffled up until about 3.5 weeks ago, and then get a talk with Robin. And it was just a mano-a-mano talk, not to be disclosed about what they talked about or how they went about it. But since that conversation, Alexei has been a completely different player. He's the player now that he was last year when he was a Silver Slugger shortstop and probably should have won the Gold Glove, but didn't.
If he didn't win that Gold Glove last year, it should never be won, because J.J. won it, and he's a good shortstop.
He is.
Hardy is, but not like Alexei.
He can't cover the ground Alexei can. He doesn't have the arm Alexei has.
Not even close.
No, last year was just defensively far and away the best year Alexei's ever had.
Well, it's the best year I've ever seen a shortstop have defensively. And I've seen a few good ones in 56 years. So here's Carlos. That ball gets away. So we're going to get another one. And it's 8-1.
I don't think Larry Rothschild had that in mind when he went to the mound to have a talk. Well, let's say that not the greatest effort to block the ball, and it got away.
Carlos is due. He's 0 for 3. He's hitting 13 of his last 14. And he's made 2 brilliant plays tonight. High in the short right. This young. But we pick up a pair. We'll go to the 8th. It is 8-1 good guys.
Currently in first place. He's had 6 starts. His ERA 1.85, 34 hits in 39 innings, 32 strikeouts with only 11 walks. And if he wins tonight, and it certainly appears like he will have gone 4-1 in 6 starts against teams currently in first place, with 3 against the Royals and 1 each against Astros, Cardinals, and Yankees, and that's pretty good. Zach Putnam comes in the ball game. Great job by Zach Duke. And Putnam comes out for the 36th time. He's 3-3. His ERA a fine 3.21. So the bullpen continues to throw the ball exceptionally well. It's Petrichka and Duke, and now Putnam.
There's not a better pitching staff from 1 to 13, so to speak, in the American League than ours.
Well, the way they performed recently, you'd have to say they're right up there.
Well, the first month and a half, we couldn't catch the ball for them. And I don't care how good you are as a pitching staff, you're going to lose. Not to take anything at all away from your, you can't. 25 wins in 1980, but you had a club behind you that caught everything too.
They not only caught everything, but they could hit the ball out of the park, and
sure,
frequently did. It was a team that won 100 games. The year before, they won 102, so, you know, they didn't let you lose too often. There's
Yeah,
only
you put a guy like Jose Quintana with that ball club. 20-game winner.
Just about every year, certainly between 15 and 20, and easy. And he would have done it easy. There's only one pitcher that I've ever seen that dominated the opposition all year long for a terrible baseball team.
Carlton.
1972, Steve Carlton went 27-10 for a Philadelphia Philly team that won 59 games. Now, he was a Hall of Famer and a wonderful pitcher. But if you got anybody else on the staff, you absolutely killed him. If you happened to get Carlton, you had no chance. Right. I'm surprised he lost the 10 games.
And a terrific guy. His relationship with the media wasn't very good, but teammates loved him. Everybody loved him. When I was the GM here, that's the reason I brought him over. Not to win games, because we weren't going to do anything. We didn't have a good ball club. As Alex draws the walk. But I brought him over just so we had a lot of young pitchers, so they could see what a work ethic was.
Well, he had that when he came into the league with St. Louis. And but for a beard that the Cardinals really disliked, he might have gone to the Hall of Fame as a Cardinal. But they traded him to Philadelphia for Rick Wise because they weren't ecstatic about the beard. For Carlton, it worked out pretty well. And he kept that beard for a while.
So here's Teixeira, 0 for 2. Couple of strikeouts and a walk. Not holding Alex on. Oh, 0-2 the count. Zach has been just terrific. Both our Zachs, but Putnam has found out a lot of times now that less is better on that splitter.
Well, it works pretty well if you can vary the speeds of it. Because if you can't, the only way you can get a guy out is location.
He gone.
But if you can vary the speeds on that splitter, you can get him out with both velocity and location, so you double your chances. And this one just dives low and away, and a pretty good hitter. Strikes out for the third time tonight.
So here's Chris Young. Robbed of a base hit on a beautiful catch by Adam Eaton. Then he walked, then he popped up to Alexi. Okay, I love these uniforms.
If they score 8 a day and give up only 1, they should wear them the rest of the year at home.
It seems like they do score a lot when they wear these uniforms. Two on one to count. It's all right. That's just evens the count at 2. This was, he's just tuning in, Scott Podsednik. World Series moment bobblehead night presented by Wintrust Financial. Back him up. We go to the bottom of the 8th. leading by 7.
Eight to 1. Out hit the Yankees 11-4, and nobody has made an error yet. So we get a new pitcher. It's Nick Rumbelow. He's on for the 5th time. His ERA 270. He's only thrown an inning and a third. He comes in to get some major league experience in the bottom of the 8th.
He's just 23 years old. Out of LSU. Tyler now 2 for 4 tonight, a double and a single.
15 new cases of ALS are diagnosed each day, and there's no known cure or cause. Please join the ALS Association, Major League Baseball, and all 30 teams in the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge during August. To learn more, visit alsicebucketchallenge.org.
Here's a little guy here that's started us off. This guy Gregorius is something out there short.
Well, he's got a big arm, because that was an off-balance throw, and he gunned it across.
That transfer he made last night was as good as it gets. I don't care who you're talking about.
Oh, I talked to Joe Girardi about Gregorius. He said there's never been any problem with his defense. He's got a cannon for an arm. He said what we have to teach him is how to play Major League Baseball and a Major League schedule and play on a daily basis. And Gregorius is learning it pretty well.
Well, Girardi will make sure that probably gets done.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Adam Eaton is 2 for 4, a couple of runs scored. He started us off in the first for a run. They started off that 4-run 5th. He's been the catalyst once again. As you mentioned, 17 runs he scored in the last 15 games. Tyler's 1 for 4, that RBI. And a run scored, go along with a stolen base in the 5th inning. Three and 0 the count. And it's full. Jacks it up.
Well, once again, he cut down a very fast man on a good play and a bad hop.
And we're into the ninth, leading 8-1.
App for live baseball. At bat is up to the moment at any moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay previews, radio broadcast, statcast, and more. Get MLB.com at bat for your smartphone or tablet.
So here's Chase Headley, a strikeout, a walk, and a high fly ball that fell fair just inside the right field line. Kansas City special. Outfield bunched a bit. Two and oh the count. Steve, last thing I mentioned that Zach Putnam had found out that a lot of times less is more. Some pitchers never find that out.
Well, we've seen a whole lot of them. We saw, look at Joe Kelly and what happened to him early in the game in Boston because he tried to throw the fastball by everybody and didn't change speeds at all. And before you know it, pretty much had lost the game before it even started. That was a big first inning. And Kelly's got a great arm.
He's got a real good arm.
But he's got to learn to throw some change-ups and off-speed breaking balls so that fastball looks a whole lot better.
That ball hit into right. And that's out number one. Ryan has been to the plate one time in a big spot for the Yankees. He hit a rocket. Carlos Sanchez absolutely made a terrific play on it. That was to end the inning with men on first and third, 2 out.
Wouldn't exactly be called a game saver, but it certainly would have made things a lot less comfortable. And after that, it would have scored 1 run, put two men maybe in scoring position, and you never know what happens
That's
after
the whole key right there.
Instead,
Made it a lot more comfortable than he made the play.
Instead, Johnny Danks goes 5 2/3 with just 1 run, so a good play, and the defense has been right there each and every game.
That is high and deep. From McCann. And it's an 8-2 ball game.
Fortunately, he picks this at bat. Hit it out of the park. Pretty good hitter. His 17th home run, his 61st driven in on a towering home run to right field. Ford home run replay, and this is a no-doubter. He gets it down and in where most left-handers love the ball. And this one, Avi just looks at.
He is a great player. So here's Stephen Drew. That ball hit into center field. 2 down. Adam Eaton reminds me, he runs a lot, of Mike LaValliere.
Boy,
Only he's a little faster.
I hope he has better speed than Spanky LaValliere.
I mean, you get to see Adam's legs just turn as quick as possible. But with Spanky, they were churning, but he wasn't going anywhere.
No. He was stuck in some quicksand most of the time.
So here's Gregorius. Steve and I were talking in the break right here. It's been a long time, if ever, that we've seen this many good young shortstops in baseball.
Oh, it seemed like each and every team has a guy that makes plays like you've never seen before. And it's not unusual. It's becoming one of the real glamour positions in baseball again. It was for a while, then it disappeared for a while. And now they're coming back, and there's some real good ones around baseball.
Would not chase it. The count 1 and 2. He gone, and this ball game is over. So the Sox even up this series. We got pounded last night. And tonight we did the pounding. We won at 8-2.
And Johnny Danks won his 6th game of the year. Just a terrific night all the way around. Johnny Danks went 5 2/3 tonight. He gave up just 1 run. And his stuff was good. You could see the ball just pretty much jumping out of his hand. He struck out 8. Probably didn't want to walk the 4 guys, but his stuff was as good as we've seen it. He only gave up 3 hits. This is a very good hitting Yankee team. They're 4th in the league offensively, and Johnny just stifled them. What a job. Melky with a 3-run homer. That made the difference in this one, as everybody contributed. And the 2-game losing streak, the very brief 2-game losing streak, is by the boards.
So the Sox tomorrow, make your plans to be with us, either in person if there are any tickets left, or on TV, and that game will be over WGN. But right now, let's go down to our Chris Bowden.
Hawk, thanks very much here with the straw, the guy that Hawk is reminded of, Michael LaValliere. How big was it to come out at this time of year when you're still chasing, not turn 2 losses into 3 losses?
No, definitely. It's big. We played really good baseball on the road. You know, to come back and have a loss like yesterday, you know, come back and have a win like this, it's huge. You know, great pitching. John gave us a heck of a game, and then, you know, timely hitting. It's been, you know, much better than the last 2 or 3 weeks. And, you know, hopefully we can get hot at the right time and continue to push.
And you reached the first 3 times you were on base from this game, the first 3 times you came to the plate when this game was in the balance. How much better do you feel over the past 6 weeks or so in contributing to what this team needs to do?
A lot. You know, I feel as a hitter, you know, I continue to learn about the pitchers in the league, and you know, the more I can learn about them, the more success I can have off of them. So, you know, if I can continue to learn and you know, put good at bats together, you know, Jose's going to continue to hit me in. So it's a good recipe.
You mentioned a couple of things that went right tonight. Let's not forget about the defense. You made a great catch out there, Avi again, and then your second baseman too. Multifaceted, especially against a team like this that a lot of people are waiting for you to beat.
Yeah, I agree. I think defense is so contagious. You know, when you play good defense, good things are going to happen for you. You know, your pitchers are going to be more upbeat. You know, you play good defense, you're going to get to hit more often because, you know, you're turning the innings over. So I think with good defense, we play better. So yeah, Avi, you know, up the middle, those guys are solid. Alexi Saladino's been great at first, and Jose's solid as all get out. Melky with that guy's arm's awesome. So you know, all around good game.
Thanks for doing this. Enjoy it for about 12 hours, and good luck in the rubber game.
Thank you very much.
All right, Adam Eaton joining us here after a 2-hit night in the White Sox 8-2 victory. Back to you.
All right, good job, Chris. And right now, let's check out our player game. You just saw him, Chris Bowden, interviewed him. He has scored 17 runs.